we are going to go into the Speechcraft, and I will be your speaker on that. Hi, Carol. Thanks for popping in. It's awfully late for you. There she is. I was going to say that she's probably in her pajamas because she would have a reason to be because it's late. All right.
I'm going to tell you goodbye since I've seen your presentation already.
Okay. Thank you very much for your insight on the coaching. If anybody has any questions, definitely reach out to Phyllis regarding coaching and she will get us started. So I need a bucket. I need a bucket of people. So take it back to your place. Thank you. Bye. Jen, do you like that I need a bucket of people? Cynthia, are you ready to
good.
Drop in some things when I ask you to?
Okay, let me get on my laptop. I'll be there out here, but hold on.
Yeah, it'll be a minute. All right, we are going to talk about Speechcraft. I did so good on Saturday with sharing my screen, knowing where everything was. Am I going to be able to do it today? There it is. Make sure I have my sound.
There were a lot of people there.
There was too. There was what did you guys say? 30?
Really? I thought it was more than that. It was 2 full screens.
Yeah. I didn't pay any attention, but I do have, I was going to say I do have on video, but I don't. But one thing I do know is that I had 40 people who have registered because I will take this slide and send it out to them. This presentation, not just the slide. All right, let's talk about Speechcraft. Why Speechcraft? Not that way. Possibility of recruiting members. I have to move this up. They say that 1 in 5 Speechcrafter becomes a Toastmaster. Can work together with the club coaching program, as we just saw. The possibility of starting a new club. Align with the district's missions, grow new clubs, and help clubs achieve excellence. And a chance to earn your credit towards your Distinguished Toastmaster Award. What is Speechcraft? The Speechcraft digital experience was created for experienced members to help non-members become the best communicators they can be. As a coordinator, you will be given materials to help you recruit 5 people for a 4, 6, or 8 weeks session. A Speechcraft event will boost your participants' confidence and improve their communication, public speaking, and leadership skills, all within a safe Toastmasters environment. Plus, Toastmasters who become coordinators can earn, again, their DTM credit. The district's goals. The goal for the district is to give companies and associations a portion of our program in a short amount of time. Our target is our goal is to target clubs with 8 members or less to help boost their membership. Let's take the mystery out of Toastmasters. We have designed it, our committee has designed a cookie cut program for you at the beginning. This is stating that Speechcraft is designed where it's basically a blank slate where you can design your program. So at the beginning, we want to make it simple because a lot of people are like, what is Speechcraft? So what we have done is we have cookie cut it, where we will introduce 6 weeks, 6 topics. D115 has designed the program for the coordinators to have all the documentation available, such as topics, evaluation, and even agendas. And Cynthia is going to drop in the agendas in just sample agenda in just a minute. Even though your club will purchase the bundle, the portal is there to assist and guide you, but we have helped you design the program. And I want to show you the portal. And I think I'm going to stop share like I did last time and take you to the portal. So this is its own separate portal. It says, welcome to Speechcraft, and you will log in. Maybe. And what will happen once you log in is that, or once I log in, is that it looks like the base camp. So it's not in the Toastmasters International's website, but it is a separate portal. And I have no idea why, there it is, why my internet is so slow. You will go to my Speechcraft Learning. But I want to point out a couple of things. You see the dates and times. I bought this portal in August because I wanted to see what it actually looked like. So I have not inserted a date and time because as soon as I insert the date and time, the clock starts ticking and I have to finish my Speechcraft program. So the location hasn't been decided yet. And then you will see that it is under my home club. And also the attendees, in order to add attendees, I would have to put in the date and time. And this is important because of the fact that we have to insert the Speechcrafter's name in this portal so that they will also be able to have a portal to go into. So it's basically the digital experience. It's all online, basically. And I am going to go into the actual portal. Let's make sure. Yep. See how long that'll take. So then you see something that looks really familiar, right? You see the actual Speechcraft portal on Basecamp. And it will actually give you an introduction. It gives you little videos just like our Basecamp does. So I won't go through it all, but here's a guide. It just goes through the process of setting up the Toastmaster or the Speechcraft program introduction, just like our Basecamp does. So it's kind of slick. I like it. So let's go back to our presentation. Whoops. And then also it's really cool because of the fact that we have topics and we'll have speakers, and credit will be given for prepared speeches. And we'll go over the topics that we have cookie cut for you. Now, this is the agenda. We will have the agenda from session 1 to session 6 prepared for you, where all you would have to do is adjust your club name, the club number, and this is session 3. So we picked out the session 3 because that's where the meat of the program starts. Here, you would put in the date, you would put in the officers of your club, where you are holding your meeting, and your website as well. And then you will see that there will be an educational presentation. Again, this is for session 3. So it'll be communication styles, the body language. So we would have a speaker, and it'll be an educational speaker for 5 to 7 minutes talking about body language. Then we would have the speech crafters give their speech. So the previous session 2, we talked to them about how to organize the speech. So now they are giving speeches, and all of their speeches are 3 to 5 minutes. They will also get evaluated for their speeches, and I will have to backtrack because the educational presentation also has a speaker or an evaluator. The evaluations are 1 to 2 minutes. Then if there's time, we would do table topics. In conjunction with our contest season, it's going to be 1 to 2 minutes. Then we release to the group, the speech crafters, to start preparing for their next session. And again, this is designed digitally. So it's perfect to have it online, and you can do breakout rooms, and then they can discuss with their guides, and we'll give definitions of guides and coordinators in just a minute. They can go in with their guides, and the guides will help them with their next presentation. And then they will go into the breakout room. Then the whole meeting, just like a Toastmasters meeting, it will have a general evaluator. And then they'll also have announcements, and the meetings adjourn. This agenda is based off of 1 hour and 15 minutes. Keep it going just like any Toastmasters meeting. I forgot to mention, if you have any questions, just write it down because your questions may be answered further into the presentation. Now, what's our action? We have designed a 6-week program. If you saw earlier, it could be 4, 6, or 8 weeks. We designed a 6-week program. We will have an educational speaker. The educational speaker's topics are how to organize a speech, how to give feedback, communication style, vocal variety, how to handle difficult audience, and leadership and confidence. We as a group thought that this was important to human resources, to company owners, to be able to have their employees learn how these topics, because of the fact that they can speak in an organized fashion. They can give gentle feedback. They can understand communications and different styles, and how to maybe understand, oh, I should not be so aggressive, or I should not be so meek in my style. And also give vocal variety. Sometimes when you're giving presentations, and there's a lot of salespeople out there, you're giving presentations and your voice is so monotone that there's no vocal variety and you're putting people to sleep. How are you selling anything, right? How to handle difficult audience. That's really huge, especially in sales and retail or any customer service. How to handle those phone calls that are coming in, and how to recognize different leadership styles, and how to build your confidence. After each session, we thought as a committee to always go, how much confidence do you have after doing this presentation? Because that's what we're based off of, to give confidence in a safe environment, or feedback in a safe environment, but to build confidence. What speeches are given by the speech crafters? Speech crafters are the students, the potential members. Icebreakers, how to organize your speech, your body language, vocal variety, know your purpose. Now, you know that we went through and said what our educational speeches are. Then the speech crafters have learned, and they're going back and doing their presentations as well. It's all about the learning. So what happens now? What happens during the sessions? You will need a few volunteers. You will need speakers, those who are giving those educational topics. A coordinator, which is the person who is arranging the Speechcraft, who is actually getting the credit for the Distinguished Toastmaster, getting credit for this program is called the coordinator, and he or she can be a speaker as well. There is an evaluator. We suggested as a group that there would be one guide for every Speechcrafter. Now, the guides are the mentors of the Speechcrafters. So what happens? You have to get your fellow Toastmasters involved. That would be your club members. If there's not enough club members, then you'll go outside of the club and grab another member. Some of us are in dual clubs, right? A couple of clubs where we have those relationships with other Toastmasters and we can pull them in to assist. What is the process? We want, as in the process for the district, we want to target those coordinators who want to obtain their credit towards the Distinguished Toastmaster. That was our goal originally. But then as we are developing this process, this program for you, you do not have to get your Distinguished Toastmaster. You can want to just help build the clubs. So if you want, you can be a coordinator. Identify the clubs who can benefit from the program. And again, remember, our goal is those who have 8 members or less. I think it's 4 clubs right now that need the program. But if you want, you have your 20 member clubs, you have your 30 member clubs. If you want to help the community and maybe get a couple of members out of it, by all means, you can do it as well. There is an incentive to those who take us to your decision makers of your employment. You can get this little cinch pack or a document briefcase. And the way to earn that is to have a successful Speechcraft completed after you have taken us to your leader. Then you are in line to be able to earn one of these so that once the Speechcraft is completed. Our plan is to door knock on companies and associations. And then once the commitment is made, the Speechcraft program should be launched within 6 to 8 weeks. Where and when do we hold this wonderful program? One, you can have it during your normal club meeting. So those clubs that are small, guess what? You don't have those repetitious roles. For 6 weeks, you can take a break from your normal Toastmaster club meeting, and you can interject the Speechcraft, and it'll take the doldrums out of being in a meeting where, oh, I'm Toastmaster again. Oh, I'm the word grammarian again. If it's a corporation, use their venue. Or better yet, this program is especially designed to be held virtually. How do you begin? You can purchase the Toastmasters the Speechcraft through the website. And you will see here, it is under Speechcraft. You can buy the digital program bundle. You can watch their little video, which you probably don't see because no one said you can't see the video or the screen. Here it is. So you can see the bundle by the digital, and then you can see the video that they have on YouTube. So that's where you would start. You can buy the program. I'm going to stop sharing and go back. You can buy this program ahead of time, like I have, but again, do not put in the dates. So the committee suggested that you have a minimum of 5 speech crafters. And the reason for that is because Speechcraft is designed, or Toastmasters International has designed the program where you buy it in bundles of 5. And if you have 6, I showed you the portal, you can only input 5 speech crafters in. So if you have 6 speech crafters, you have to buy another Speechcraft bundle. So now that you have 6, you might as well go get 4 more. Did I add that right? I'm bad at math sometimes. But have a maximum of 15 speech crafters. If you have more than 15, it will be a very long meeting, and people or your speech crafters will not benefit from it. Again, you've purchased the program in bundles, and each bundle for 5 speech crafters is $50. So if your club is like, hey, I'm only can support the $50, the one bundle, ask another member from another club to help you, or we're going to show you how you can recoup that in just a minute. The club can earn also a free bundle if you earn your DCP incentives. And that is if you earn the distinguished performance report. In the distinguished performance report, the ending of this month, you must show 3 educational goal completions. That's 1 through 6, and 2 task goals, 7, 8, 9A, 9B, 10A, or 10B. That's in your distinguished performance program. Then the district would we would reimburse you for your program, your bundle, the $50, one per club. You will participate under your club's name. And then I mentioned that you can recoup your initial investment and fundraise for your club. Our suggestion is to charge $25 per person. Then you would have skin in the game, right? And then have a little bit of money in your treasury. For any of the fundraising documents and requirements, I will drop in a resource, but there is governing documents about fundraising so that you know that you're on the right path. So what's next? Before you start, you have 6 to 8 weeks before you start, you have gathered your volunteers, you have gathered your speech crafters. We have sat down and you understand the way that the program's going to flow. We are ready to start the process. So 2 weeks before, you can still advertise maybe to get more speech crafters. You have your location where you're going to have it. If you're going to have it in your clubs, are you going to have it at a venue? Are you going to have it online? Make sure that's all spelled out. During the process as well, you have your speech crafters also doing some homework, which is an assessment. 1 week before, you check in with them and you ask them, are they doing their work? Do they have any questions? Get them hyped up just like any Toastmasters club. I'm super excited that you will be attending and this is going to benefit you. And then 48 hours before, you make sure all of your speakers are in place, all of your documentations are in place. And then you'll be ready to rock and roll on the first day of your Speechcraft. Who are target speech crafters? 1, your employer. We've already said we're giving you an incentive to take us to your employer. HRs of businesses. Our committee has committed to taking some time and distributing a letter and a flyer out to the HR of businesses. So those are our speech crafters or target. Neighborhood Nextdoor app. We are going to drop into the Neighborhood Nextdoor app flyers about Speechcraft. Casinos, I know that Ken already has a couple of people or a couple of companies in mind. Associations, at our meeting on Saturday, we've got contacts for 4 associations already. Government offices, I know that Elizabeth is part of Grand Central, and I think that's a county, but there's more sections in different government offices. Libraries, we already do have 2.0, but we also have different cities, Laughlin and a couple of cities in Utah and Mesquite. Car dealerships, City of North Las Vegas, City of Las Vegas, the Las Vegas Valley Water District, real estate brokers, doctors, VA hospital, even the hospital, St. Rose, Henderson, Spring Valley. The utility companies, we already have Blue Flame. We'll need to get energizers back up and running. Utah Utilities, Laughlin Utilities, schools, banks. We already have Bank of America, Nevada State Bank, and Credit One. Our pool is not depleted. We're not pulling out of the same pool. There's 1 million, 2 million people here in Las Vegas. So those who are ready to participate, we will have a demo with all of our documentations laid out on January 6th so that we're prepared. Because our goal is to have 6 Speechcraft programs running by March 1st. What is our marketing? Our marketing will be through social media, podcast, and radio advertising. We already have our voiceovers in place. Door knocking committee. Again, we have a prospecting letter, which Cynthia can drop in the chat. And then also HR leads. Cynthia, drop in the flyer as well. And then the HR leads that you would also provide. So we're going to them to tell them about our program. Here's the letter, but it's small. So Cynthia will, like I said, drop that in. And then here's our flyer. We kind of took what Toastmasters International designed, and we made it where it is about public speaking. It is about having confidence. It is about leadership. If you go into the program, they talk about giving a toast or preparing for the next presentation. And we felt that it needed to be a little bit more meatier, where it is about the public speaking and confidence and leadership. So the question is, how do you take it back to your organization? You go to your employer and say, I'm a Toastmaster, as you know, and we're coming out with this amazing program. It's called Speechcraft. It's a 6-week program. So not a long commitment like I've already committed. It's a 6-week program that's going to teach our coworkers how to organize a first speech, how to give feedback, how to understand different communication styles, how to use vocal variety, how to handle difficult audience. We will talk about different leadership styles and confidence. I think it's an amazing program. It'll run for about an hour to an hour and a half each session for 6 weeks, and it's only $25 per person. I think it'll benefit our company with growth, with confidence, to be able to hopefully generate more revenue for the company, more market share, and coworkers will be able to get along better because understanding communication styles and how to give gentle feedback. I think it's important. Would you like to know more? These are the resources that we have, and Cynthia is going to drop in the resources so that you can check them out as well. And then with that, our committee is myself, Jan Richardson, Phyllis Wall, Pasita Florida, Anthony Harrell, Pat Christensen. Who's ready to grow? We already have a few people that are ready to start this Speechcraft, who have committed to wanting to do the Speechcraft out of their club. And one thing I did not mention is that we found out today that you can use your TI bucks to purchase it as well. So if you have some extra TI bucks, what? I know, Phyllis. All those TI bucks sitting around. So that might be something to think about as well. So Kimberly has a question.
If you purchase this and it's only for 5 people at a time for the 6 to 8 weeks, does that mean I can't utilize the program again?
That is correct, because it's a portal and it will have your Speechcrafters in that portal. So they will have their homework in there as well. They'll upload it. That's their communication. And then it shuts down and it's in their archives somewhere.
So every time I want to do a Speechcraft program, I've got to repurchase the bundle.
Well, the club can, yes.
Well, yeah, that's why I mean the club.
Yeah, the club, yes. And where you are up in the Pacific Northwest, there is a district that does 20 to 30 of these a year. It's just a rolling mechanism, and then they just get their members, they get new clubs out of it. And when he told us that, that's where we're just like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And there's a couple in different parts of the country that are doing that. So it's something that definitely works, and I want to be, and we want to be, like on the cutting edge for our district to be able to do that and grow. We need to grow.
Okay.
So on Saturday, Etta and Jesse are products of Speechcrafters as well. That's how they got into Toastmasters, and look where they are. So Jesse, do you want to give a 1-minute testimony?
It would be my pleasure. My Toastmasters journey started in Speechcraft back in 1995 when I was a civil engineering student at UNLV. This was recommended by the founder of the engineering program, Herb Wells. I went to my first session in 1995.
Did you mute yourself?
I did. I loved it so much that I did 2 more sessions. And next thing you know, that Speechcraft gave me a huge start. And so, ironically, the Speechcraft was hosted by the district's oldest club, Windjammers Toastmasters. So there's always a good connection between that and Speechcraft. And I will say this, once you start a Speechcraft, you never know who is going to show up and be a wonderful contributor to your Toastmasters community. If Speechcraft can work for me, it can work for you.
Thank you for that. Now, one of the things that he said is that he went, what, 3 more times or 2 more times?
Actually, 2 more times.
2 more. So, but you did the program then 3 times.
Yes, but 3 times overall before graduation.
And so once we get into this motion where we designed it as cookie cut, you can design it any way you want. And even if we took this program and said to the employer, oh, we have these 6 educational topics. Well, what if he says, well, I want to know how to introduce people. I want to know how to do a 30-minute, can't think of the word, elevator speech. Then, or not 30-minute, but 30-second elevator speech. I want to know those things. Then we tweak it just a little bit for them. But we're getting an opportunity to be in front of an HR person or a decision maker to say, this is what we have. And if they say, oh, well, let's change it a little bit, then that's what we would do. So Etta, can you share with us your experience?
I began Speechcraft in 1992. I was recommended by a member to join Toastmasters through Central Coast Professionals, an organization in Santa Maria, California. From there, I joined a club that became the Nina Club in Santa Maria. I joined also this, I was also a member of the Santa Maria Club, 89. It's taken me quite a while. The first time around, I was in Toastmasters from 1992 to 1999. I took a break and came back in 2015, joined online in 2020 following the pandemic, and here I am now. I got my DTM last year in 2022.
Congratulations. Thank you so much for that testimony. So does anybody have any more questions? Are there questions in the chat box? Oh, no, Cynthia was dropping things. I love Jessie. From Speechcraft to board, and the journey continues.
One question.
Elizabeth.
Yes, just one general question. When is I know you said by March 1st, but when is the deadline for a business or a company to apply?
Oh, there is no deadline.
There is no deadline. So as long as it's through March 1st. And the reason
Elizabeth, that's our goal. There's no deadline. So we want a goal of 6 Speechcrafts. We have 49 clubs. 43.
40 something.
We have 46 clubs.
46.
Or 46 clubs, somewhere in between those. We have 46 clubs, right? There's a few clubs that are just at minimum, right? So our big thing is that we're trying to get these clubs up more. But even if you have 12 club with 12 members, 15 members, it's a great way to get members in. It's a great way to get people involved in the community. And it just keeps going and going. So that's the whole goal. So what you do is you take it back to your employer and say, I'm a Toastmaster. I go to meetings every single day, and I've been a Toastmaster for, not every day, but once a week. I've been a Toastmaster for 2 years. I'm not saying that you have to commit to the 2 years like I have, or the 30 years that other Toastmasters have. I have a 6-week program that you could maybe get everything you need to know about public speaking.
Okay.
Let me make just a comment here, if I may, Jennifer and everyone. Yeah. First of all, thank you all for attending. I think this is a terrific project that this committee has put together, and I think it has the potential to really set our district up for success in the future. One way to think about this is what you're offering employers or prospective speech crafters is a curriculum about how to become a better speaker. If you think about, if you go to one of the commercial types of public speaking programs, as I'm sure some of you have, I mean, those can be as much as $1,200 for a weekend. This is $25 for 6 weeks per person, and you're going to get personal attention to help you develop your public speaking skills and build your confidence. Talk about the deal of the century. This is it. So if you are interested at all, think about it and get with Jennifer. She has just been terrific in putting everything together and guiding us through this specific project. So that's all I have to say. I'm on board, and hopefully my home club is going to sponsor a Speechcraft, and I have some colleagues out in the casino industry that I'm hoping are going to be participants as well. So think about it, and then if you have questions, talk to Jennifer or anyone on the committee.
And basically what we are looking for from you is for you to want to put on the Speechcraft. So, and be a coordinator. And those who are like, oh, I'll sit and wait, then you can be a guide and participate, and you know what the program is. Because once you're a guide, you're going to want to be a coordinator. You will want to get credit for doing this. And your credit will last you, just like Phyllis said, it'll last you as long as you're a Toastmaster, and it won't go away. So if you're not going to get your DTM this year, what about 5 years? Oh, I only need to do this and I can get my DTM. So that's what I'm pushing. I'm pushing DTMs. Jan, do you have any comments?
Well, I just noticed I was on Eventbrite for looking at another event, and I happened across leadership, and what Ken was talking about, what it costs to attend something. There's a lot of programs on Eventbrite for one day or one weekend, and I was shocked at what they're charging for these some of them not even a one-day event, hundreds of dollars. It's not, but you're right. I mean, as long as it's planned out properly, and that's the work that we did as a group to try to make sure that it would be easy. After the last session, I had somebody say, I'm still a little confused. Well, we were confused too, because we didn't have the information in front of us. You had it, Jennifer, but we didn't. But the more I've looked at this, I realize it's really an easy program. It is not difficult.
Yeah.
And so anybody that feels like, oh, I don't understand, you have to take a look at it, and you will get your $50 back if you're charging $25 a person. That plus whatever is left over can go back to your club to help support your club. So, that's what I've realized in the time and the work that we've done on this, is that it's not a difficult program. It's all laid out for you.
It is, and it is all laid out for you. So actually, as we're doing this, like, do we need a cookie cut it? But I think the whole thing is that people were afraid of it because there's not enough information. And so that's why we said, let's cookie cut it. Let's talk to people about it. If you see Cheryl Rausch is talking about it as well, and that's where we got some of our information, but it is because there's a mystery about it. And it shouldn't be a mystery, but you know what? We'll take it, we'll open it up, dissect it, and make it, here you go, right on a platter for you.
That plus, you go in knowing, based on the cookie cutter approach, is you already go in knowing what your speech is going to be about, unless you are targeting your Speechcraft towards a particular organization that has particular goals in mind. But for the bulk of it, I mean, it's one speech per meeting from a Toastmaster on a particular topic, and you get credit for that because you're going to get, you can get an evaluation on your speech. So, it's almost like running another club. And so the one thing we also talked about was running it during a club meeting. So there will be a Toastmaster at the meeting speaking that can get credit for that speech.
Correct.
And the rest of the work is done by the Speechcrafters.
That's it.
And all we do is, we just work with them individually, helping them get through drafting a speech or understanding how to draft a speech,
right,
and then giving them feedback.
So Kimberly, like for your organization, where they actually sent you to Toastmasters, where now you can take it back to them and say, look, this is what I'm doing, and this is what I'm learning, and you know that I'm improving, so let's have somebody else improve as well. Right?
Yeah, there's a lot of people that need improvement with their speaking in my organization.
take it back, and then we can do it online and you can get your credit, because I know where you are in your education where you could be ready to get your DTM.
Oh.
James, did you have any questions? I know you popped in late, and I'll send the recording. Maybe. All right. Well, if there's no more questions, I am available, and Jan and Phyllis, Anthony, and we are definitely ready to door knock. We're ready to go. So that's our next thing of how we are going to, thank you. That's what our next meeting, we need another meeting to talk about when do we start knocking on doors, because we need to do that next month. So what I will do is I will send out the flyer. I will send out the prospect letter, all of our materials again, along with the recording to all of the, I should take a picture of, well, I'll have it, all of the participants today.